Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. Castlebar Mitchells, 12 points. Knockmore, 11 points. Knockmore have been dumped out of the Mayo Senior Football Championship. The reigning champions, of course, having won the Mayo Senior Football Championship in the last two seasons. They have been beaten by Castlebar Mitchells. The game was, of course, on TG Car, hence why the match reaction for this game. I haven't watched too much of the Mayo Club Championship this year, but obviously with the fact we are now going into the knockout stages, I'll certainly be covering it in more detail, looking at some of the big games, looking at some of the big moments. And, well, quite a game to start with, really, because, Knockmore coming in as favourites. They obviously haven't, been free-flowing so far in this year's championship. But last year was very similar. It took them a while really to get going until really the sort of knockout stages. But this time around, they have been caught flat-footed. And you'd have to say Castlebar Mitchells, the deserved winners in the end. They led for the vast majority of the game. I'm not even too sure if Knockmore even led once in the game at all. It was a real manageable lead for Castlebar. They had a 2-3 point lead for the majority of the game. Excellent defending at different times as well. And I think the real story here, Ethan Gibbons, what a sensational performance. Going to be honest, never heard of him up until today. Young Mayo player from what I know, breaking through. 7 points in total, 5 of which I believe from play. Outstanding performance. I mean, some of the scores in the second half as well, from distance, really, really well taken. And look, it's the only game I've seen him play. So, Mayo fans who've watched Castlebar Mitchells or watched the Mayo Senior Football Championship in general will probably be able to give more of an analysis on him. But he looked very, very good, to be honest. And, for Mayo fans who have watched a lot of the club championship this year, is he a potential player who could be coming into the Mayo panel? It'll be interesting to know what people think about that, because I thought he was very, very good. And when players are scoring points from distance like that, from 30, 40 yards, it does make you think that maybe he might be a bit of a talent. Again, haven't heard too much of him, so I don't really know the ins and outs of him, but he was absolutely excellent today, I felt. Paddy Heenan, I thought, had a very good game as well. He was the ball carrier. He was setting up Ethan Gibbons. Some of his support play in there was very good, holding possession, bringing the ball out. And it very much was a running game from Castlebar Mitchells. I mean, they were trying to run through the heart of Knockmore, and they were getting a lot of joy from it. And as I said, Ethan Gibbons was getting a couple of scores. You had Paddy Durkin, who got a brilliant point as well in the second half, playing in midfield. I thought he was very impressive. And yeah, for Knockmore, I don't know what it was. They just didn't really seem, they never really panicked, to be fair to them. But there never really seemed like a real urgency from them. Like, they closed the game down going into the final couple of minutes. I mean, they were 3 points down. They closed it back to a point. They get themselves into a couple of brilliant positions. They were holding the ball for about 2-3 minutes in injury time, trying to work a score, trying to work a chance. Aid Norm eventually puts it wide, but they were getting themselves into good positions, but just weren't quite able to pull the trigger. Aid Norm was very good. I felt for Knockmore, a couple of brilliant points in the first half, a couple of big ones in the second half as well. I thought he was very impressive. But yeah, for Knockmore, I just don't think they created enough. Like, even looking at the wides in total, like, Castlebar had far more wides in this game. I think they had 7 or 8 wides. Knockmore only had 3 or 4. So Castlebar were creating more chances, creating more opportunities. Even Ethan Gibbons with a free right at the end of the game to make it a 2-point game incredibly puts it wide. It was the last kick of the game, so it didn't matter in the end. Castlebar had won the match. But nonetheless, like, they missed a lot of chances and probably could have won this more convincingly than they did. Just not enough chances created, I don't think, from a Knockmore point of view. I mean, Kevin McLaughlin was getting on the score sheet. Darren McHale, I felt, was fairly quiet, all things considered. Didn't really get a huge impact of lads maybe coming off the bench. And Castlebar were able to hang on in the end and get the job done. Knockmore had, I think, 2 goal chances in the second half. Conal Dempsey had a good chance. There was another opportunity where he runs through, he tries to set up Kevin McLaughlin. The goalkeeper ends up punching it out, and Conal Dempsey has a chance. A few minutes later, ends up hitting the bar, and it goes over the bar. But yeah, Castlebar, what a huge victory for them. Haven't seen enough of the Mayo Club Senior Football Championship this year, so be interested to know what people think about this one. Was this a result that people expected to see? are Castlebar maybe now one of the favourites. I've seen Ballina putting up some big wins in the championship so far, like a big result earlier against Clare Morris, for example. So it'll be interesting to know people's opinions. Westport are obviously true as well. Bravey versus Ballintubber is about to throw in now in a couple of minutes. So, yeah, be curious to know your opinions, your thoughts in the comments down below. More match reactions to come soon. We'll be doing a reaction to Kilmacud Crokes versus Thomas Davis, which has just thrown in right about now. And I will be going live at 9 p.m. with Seamus Brady from the Play on GAA podcast. We'll be looking through all the big talking points from the weekend's club championship action, including a big win for Nafina yesterday in the Dublin Club Championship, and some other big shocks as well. I mean, Padraig Pearse's, the Connacht Club champions from last year, have been sent packing as well. So plenty to discuss, plenty to talk about. My name's Aaron, and I will see you all later.